Hi, this is Jake at Hot Vapes, and today we're going to dive in and take a look at the Cerabis. So let's take a look. Alright, so let's jump right in and take a look at the Cerabis tank by CeraVapes. Now this actually has some really cool design features to it. Now when you see the body is fully closed like this, it's not going to allow any of that juice to be getting to your coil. But when you actually pull it apart and give it a little bit of a twist, it'll reveal that it's going to have this glass chamber right here, and you can actually see where your juice is going to wick up to your coil. Now what else is neat about this feature is by turning this you can actually have a little bit of control over how much juice is going to be going to your coil. So if you're using a really high VG blend juice, you can leave that guy wide open, or if you're using something a little bit lighter, you can close it off and make sure that you're not going to be oversaturating that coil at all. Now with changing the coil on this guy, it's actually kind of interesting. You'll go ahead and screw off this bottom section right here, and then instead of the coil actually screwing in, it's going to pull straight out from there, just like that. Now this guy does have a pretty large coil, but it does really seem to do the trick. And then as well, you just pop that guy straight back in like so, and go ahead and screw the bottom back on. Now, like with most tanks that are currently available on the market, this guy is going to have top fill as well. So all you'll do is go ahead and screw it off from the top here. You can see it's going to have two large kidney-shaped holes for filling, making it nice and simple to keep on top of your juice levels in there. Now as well, it does come with a 510 Delrin drip tip that is also stainless steel on the outer body of there, so it kind of helps with some of that heat dissipation. And like every tank, we're going to have an adjustable airflow right here. So you can go all the way from a really wide lung hit to closing it off a little bit, going down to a really nice mouth hit behind there. And then as well, in this guy it comes with a 0.8 to 0.9 coil, as well as a 0.4 to 0.5. Now even with that 0.4 coil in there, this guy doesn't require a ton of wattage, actually topping out at about 80 watts here. Really nice tank. I really like how it's designed. It's got a lot of metal to it, so it's really going to be hard to shatter. Now as well, this guy is actually going to hold 4 milliliters of juice, so it's definitely got a pretty good juice capacity to it. And it's also going to be using food grade NM ceramic in there. Now what that means is you are never going to have the possibility of getting a dry or a burnt hit because you're not using cotton or silica. Now with that, they boast that these coils are supposed to last anywhere from up to 20 times the amount of a normal cotton coil. And as well, if you're going to change flavors, you can actually just dry burn this coil since you're having that ceramic wick in there. So I went ahead and loaded up this black Cerabis tank, which I think looks great in black, as well as it does in silver. And I went ahead and loaded that up with a little bit of Jamaican Sunset here. We're going to go ahead and take a couple rips off it and talk about the flavor and the vapor production. Well, I have to say, this tank hits really nicely. Some of the key things that I notice is that this tank has almost no ramp up time. As soon as you start hitting it, this guy's going to start firing. Now, I have the 0.4 to 0.5 coil, which is sitting at about 0.51, which is pretty average for that sort of range on a coil. And I'm running this guy at about 55 watts. Now, I've tried this up to 80 and it's a little warm for my taste, but I think in that 50 to 60 range, really does provide a nice flavor as well as a really smooth hit. You know, the way that they design the airflow with the coil structure in here, it really just hits nice. As well as it does have an anti-spitback function in it. So I find that this guy really does have a nice draw to it and a really solid flavor. It's a really nice hitting tank. So I definitely recommend picking one up, especially if you're tired of going through coils every 2 weeks. This guy is the way to go. And you can see it does have a pretty nice vapor production as well. So all in all, I'd say this is a really good tank, and I think you should come and pick one up.